friend, it's Pat Sloan here. I hope you had a great weekend. I ended up on my day off, my one day off, doing more inside work in the house. And so we were shuffling some furniture around, and I ended up moving a bookcase in my hallway, quilt storage, and we ended up bringing a bunch of books down that were quilt business stuff to put on the shelves as well. So here was kind of a little clip of it before. So I'm doing a little shelf reorganizing. We had this unit which was similar to the other two. It's also bigger in another place, and so we're switching out. So this is what was there, so I'm having to take everything off of here, refold it because these shelves are a little more narrow, and that's what I'm in progress of doing. Plus all of my archive books, different publications, things like that are all here. And that all has to be gone through one day because there's a lot of duplicates, and I don't need to keep that many duplicates. So all bottom row has to be reviewed. Books have to be reviewed. So anyway, that was a project that I did on the weekend. So it was a lot of dragging and stuff like that. You know how it is if you've had to move some furniture around. And I had to refold the quilts because the white shelving is a different width shelf than the teak shelves, so I refolded all the things just that needed done. I didn't tackle anything else. So that was a good portion of my Saturday. So I hope you had either a very productive day or, you know, at least got something done. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Scrappiness is Happiness and then a bunch of other stuff. Plus, this is kind of like the second half. I have a quilt parade of my own quilts that I am getting the binding done. Gonna get the binding done because that white shelf, like half of it, is quilts that need binding, or I need to show you and then give it to the charity group and let them bind it. So there's a combination there. Either way, they have to quilt it, but they all need binding. And so I have a bunch of them here that I'm going to let you take a look at. And I'll go up close and show the quilting. But we'll first do Scrappiness is Happiness because we only have 2 blocks, today and next week. And this is a long quilt-along, long, but I've enjoyed every moment of it. It has been really fun. I have loved working with these fabrics and these colors. So, excuse me, that basket is up there. We're doing next to the house. So let's go to the other side. Winding down. I can't believe we're almost done. Just feels like we've been working on this for a year, but it's not been that long. So 6 months, I think it'll be when we're finally finished. So Scrappiness is Happiness, and we are on the Tall Pines block. So there is the block itself. Now it makes a fabulous looking full quilt. Does she have a photo of it? Yeah. There you can see. This would be such a great way to use up a lot of scraps. You know, if you have a lot of scraps, then and you want to make it that way so it has like a lot of color to it. I could also see this being done on like a tan type of fabric, a little bit more cozy than the white. Just gorgeous. Okay, so for mine, first of all, let me just tell you, when I first started this, you know, the pattern itself, the backgrounds of a lot of the blocks is different than the sashing color. But they're one's like lighter and one's darker creams. And so I went with everything being the same blue, which is my friend Bev McCulloch's fabric line, her basic, her Dainty Flowers, I think it's called. And I had to get more of this because this is all I have left. And from making all the blocks and the sashings up until now, and I still have long sashings between the rows and a border. And so I did order some more. It's called, what is it called? Dainty Daisy. See, it's so cute with the little speckles. So anyways, I had to order more because of the way I did it. I didn't have a separate fabric for sashing. So anyways, I just wanted to explain that. Okay, for the tree trunk, I was debating between these two. And I thought, you know, I used this one in the star that's right above. I also used this one right above and on the chimney. But I think that this just going this way is just such a cool tree trunk. So I went with that as a tree trunk. And then what I did was went through and found just a bunch of teals and aquas because of my colorway. I'm having an aqua tree, and I just paired them. You know, so these two will be together, then these two, and just went down the line like that. So that's how I did it, and then I made the tree. So let's see how it looks, and I'll put it up with the others. And here it is all put together. I love how it turned out. Now I do say that my brain wanted to cut 2 squares, so it took me like 3 times before I stopped cutting 2 squares for everything. But I ended up just trimming them to size and putting them in my 2.5-inch bin. You know, gotta make use of them. Then at least I got my act together, and I was only cutting 1 because I only needed 1 for these. Now this does create sew and flip extras, you know, this method. And this is the way Lori Holt's book is written, so that you don't have, like for out here, so you don't have seams, because otherwise you could do half square triangles and then there would be a seam to add on. So that's the alternate way of making these. Then you could make 2 you could make each one of these the same rather than so scrappy. Or if you were doing the whole quilt, you could, you know, still put them as 2 fabrics, but one of the other fabrics that you made would go somewhere else, if that makes sense. So, but you'd have to redo it so that it was piecing here to get that width from half square triangles. So this way, there was alternate ways to get things done, and they produce different results. So this produces a very nice, clean, no seam side, but does produce half square triangles, extra ones that you can sew up. Why not? You have bags and bags of them, right? So it will, I'll put there'll be a straight on photo, because I'm gonna have to do, I'll just do this now, is, you know, I'm gonna have to put this here, take a photo, because he goes out here like that. So, see, I'm just at the width. Like if I move these pins, I'll do that for the final, well, actually for the final picture, I'll take it outside on the clothesline when it's all together. But there we go. Can you even see it over there? Yeah, that looks good. Super cute, right? Super cute, the tree with the house. That would make a cute table runner. You could do that tree with the house as a table runner. So a few things to show you before we go to the quilts, and we'll do that on the other side where I can use a table. I have something that came in the mail from Gina in Wisconsin with this beautiful card that's embossed. It's like velvet. So pretty. So she found some Alice in Wonderland fabric for me. Look at this. Wow. This is so cool. Great, great piece. I love it. Goes in with my others where I will be doing something someday with all my Alice in Wonderland fabric. Mwah. Thank you for thinking of me. All right, I had something I forgot to make it clear. Make it clear. If you're buying a Sew Sampler box and you want the finishing kit, you know, to go with this for the exclusive pattern, you can pick that up as well. It's there. They have some as of when I was filming this. There were still some, and then you can buy the box, or if you got the box with your subscription and you wanted to get the finishing kit. The finishing kit has the background, the border, and binding, which is all, you know, listed on the back of the pattern. But you can also just, the link I'm going to leave below and at my website will also just take you directly to that page with all the stuff. So you could just pick, you know, border fabric if that's all you needed, because maybe you have background fabric. All right, another thing I want to show you is when I was going through all my stuff, I found this layer cake that I had gotten last year or whenever I got it, maybe around Christmas time, and it is on sale right now. This layer cake, there aren't that many left, and it's like 40% off. And I want to show you just a little bit about this fabric. If you've watched my videos for a while, I did a whole quilt with Kath Holden's fabric for my friend and sent it to her as a surprise. And it was the woodsy camping kind of theme one. They're all kind of a theme, but she takes things that are you know, like images that she's collected over time and uses those in the fabric. And I just want to show you this bundle. This is the layer cake that's on sale. There's also, if you're in love with this, there's a fat quarter bundle. And there's some yardage of some of the things, not everything. But see, these are things she's collected, and she makes these collages that puts on the fabric. And look at the trees with the mushrooms. And I believe there's extra of that fabric. I may have to get some more. Some little blenders, the jingle bells. The jingle bells are so cute. There we go. Just, you got to see this close. It is just so stinking cute. Okay, get it in the middle, Pat. Okay, jingle bells. There's multiples of some of them. Some text print in light. Beads. Look how cute those are. Tan dots. Then the mushrooms on tan. You know, and there's music notes. Look how beautiful that is. And then the words on red. And I actually got another piece of the words on red, you know, just because. Whoops, just because I have extra of that. Words on red, and then trees on red with the mushrooms, the little mushrooms, and the jingle bells. And then here is the granny square, like an Afghan. Now this fabric is not at the Fat Quarter Shop anymore where I'm sending you, but because it's been out a little while. Green jingles, but this layer cake would make such a darling quilt. The greens on, especially if you want to sort of make like use it with a solid. I could like pair it with a solid, like maybe even like a lighter shade of green to do a Christmas quilt. Here's the black. Oh my gosh, my great grandmother made Afghans just like that. Now when this fabric line was first out, I had to buy a big chunk of that. So I do have, of course I could make it so you're not looking up my nose. This, like, I bought a bunch of this to put on a backing of something. And you'd have to hunt around because, you know, that was very popular, and it's not online where I got mine anymore. And then teal. So look how beautiful that is. So anyways, I wanted to show you because the layer cake at 40% off is a super good price. And yeah, you might want to pick that up. And then here's this print on light, the same collage prints. You get 2 of those squares. Cool. All right, let's go look at some quilts. So going through and sorting out the quilts, moving them from one shelf to the other, I decided to grab a few of them to do as a finish, to get the binding on, or at least cut binding if they're going to be going to the charity group who will put the binding on and use it for the charity project. So first, I did put a binding on the honeysuckle. Look, I am so excited. There we go. The honeysuckle is done with binding on it. Oh, I am so happy with it. This is done with my sleepover fabric. Look how wonderful. And backing is a wide back in the great big flowers. Oh, so fun. And I used a dark teal as a binding. So there you go. And it has like a swirl. So the quilting is a swirl with some bubbles or pearls. I think they're pearls, swirls and pearls. Now this is a kit that you can pick up. We did it as a quilt along, and there's still a couple of kits left of this. So if you have been loving my sleepover fabric and you wanted to do a project, you can just go and grab the kit. It is also the same fabric I have done my Harrisonburg in for the Virginia Quilt Museum. So you've been seeing this fabric for a bit now. Yes, you have. Yes, you have. So there's a link below and at my website today to pick that up. So another one, before we get to the holiday hoopla up there, another one that was on the shelf, which is also, it's like a mini version. We did this one as a quilt along from my birdsong fabric. This was one of the things we did, and it is called, what was this one called? I forget. We did Beautiful Morning as a quilt along with my birdsong fabric, and I had the Fat Quarter Shop's version during the sew along, and then as the full quilt, which is the kit, and I did a smaller version. So I sewed along and made a little bit smaller version. I think this is a great children's size, great wall hanging size. It is big enough, I think, to use on the couch if you wanted to, but because I did less blocks and then did a great big border on it, a wide border. But look at the quilting. So my friend Judy did this quilting. Look at that. It's like these wonderful fans. Can you see them? Here on the back. And I have birdsong fabric on the back. So you can still get this fabric, and there are still a few of these kits left. So I wanted you to be able to get in on it. And she used like a teal thread. You can see. Look how cool that is. Such a neat fact. And it's very tight. There's a lot of quilting on this one. So it is a great quilt. I loved making it. This is a super fun. These blocks are super fun to make. They're really easy. They go together beautifully. And I like that the 2 block and how they go, you know, set every other one. Now I have to think of binding. I pulled, this is what the inner border is, but I'm thinking of green for the binding. So leave me a comment. Would you do green? Okay, green, you can't even tell the difference. Or would you do the inner border like this one? So, you know, repeat that again. That was kind of my thought, but then I thought, well, maybe I kind of like green there, so I might do that. Very cool. Okay, what do I have? The Holiday Hoopla. I love how this turned out. This is the quilt along we did from my book. Is a sampler. So the layout was taking 9 blocks from the quilt, and you know, from 9 quilts in here, we took a block from each and made the sampler. And it was so much fun. You guys did such a great job with yours. And I have another binding thing, because I originally thought about doing the French General, you know, like that. And then I thought, well, I don't know. I'm thinking I would rather have something else than the red, because there's a lot of red. So I'm thinking the gray. I actually cut the chocolate brown. I cut the chocolate brown, and I have that binding made. But then I was thinking, well, should I make it gray? You know, that's the same. This is my Promise Me fabric, and it would be the same gray that goes in there. And so then I'm changing my mind, thinking that that might be good. The backing on this, whoops, let me swing it around, is, there we go. So I just pieced with what I had left of this, and then a bunch of the tans. And so that is how I did the backing. So let me know on this one as well. Whoops. You know, which kind of binding. And then can you see, I'll just scroll you in with this. There is this really neat wave. My quilter Karen came up with this. So it's this sort of leaf shape, but going horizontal, which I really like. So that one turned out super nice. Okay, my friend. Oh, I didn't grab it. Where is it? Okay, you're going to do your tree today. For the Scrappiness is Happiness, you're going to do your tree. And then let me know on binding color for these guys, this one and this one. And be sure you pick up a kit for this one if you want it, and the honeysuckle. That I actually got the binding on that one. So, all right, my friend, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.